In terms of integration, another thing that people talk about quite often in the media at the moment is energy. So people
Yes.
are often quite critical of Merkel for connecting Germany so deeply with Russia in terms of energy supplies. So, do you think that sort of criticism is justified? Does it make sense?
Well, this is a long subject. The Germans decided at some point in their history that they could do without nuclear power, they could do without coal or everything else, because their goal was to base everything on alternative energy. And in the meantime, they had cheap Russian gas,
Mm.
which would allow them to continue their industrial development at an acceptable both financial price and environmental price while they were working on uh, renewables. Had the Russian gas not been there, I think Germany would have taken a totally different direction in its energy policy, but it was. And so it kept building its dependence on Russian gas. They once told us we had a major confrontation with the Germans in 1982 over building a pipeline to Russia. And at that time, they promised us that their dependence on Russian gas would never be more than 10 or 15%. Before this war started, it had gone up to something like 40%.
Mm.
And so the Germans were naive. They didn't understand what was happening. And in fact, they were hobbling their own industry because by using this cheap Russian gas, their own industry could continue to produce the old age, iron and steel age industrial products, which are essentially products from the 19th century, not even the 20th century, rather than being forced like we were, like other countries were, to move forward very rapidly in the new digital age. Germany is far, far behind in the digital age right now. So the pipeline and the dependence on Russian gas hurt Germany in particular, but hurt the West because it allowed Russia to build up its industries and fill its coffers with money. But it also hurt Germany in particular because its industrial development was held back by the easy use of cheap Russian energy to build old-fashioned kinds of products. I'm talking about world's best cars, of course, and things like that. But still, why is it that some, sort of eccentric person, immigrant from South Africa, all of a sudden turned the German car industry on end? There's an immense factory built by Musk outside of Berlin going up right now for his Tesla automobiles. It's the biggest automobile factory built in
Mm.
Germany in the last 50 years. So somebody without this advantage and with the inventiveness of an American, which he's become, turned the German automobile industry on end.
Mm.
So the gas was bad. It was too tempting. It was like you open up the door and all of a sudden here's an ice cream truck which says, I'm going to give you as much ice cream every day as you want. You start eating it and pretty soon you're pretty sick. And this is exactly what's happened with Germany with Russian gas.